everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Let's Move Awesome. I'm Chris Angel and
I'm Teresa Bastian.
there you go. I think we're really dialing in our intros.
We might need a tagline. If you have a suggestion, feel free to leave it in the comments.
Yeah. Let us know. But in the meantime, we're going to keep crushing it. So,
that's right.
Teresa, today we're talking about preparing your home for sale.
Yes, this is the number one question I get from sellers is, what do I have to do before we hit the market?
Yeah, good. Well, we're tackling it then right now.
Yep. Number one, I don't even have to see your house. I don't even have to know you. I don't have to know where you live. I don't have to have ever been there. Your number one thing is you've got to declutter.
Yeah.
People, we are Americans. We have a lot of stuff. Everybody does. You do. You know it. You're gonna be moving anyway. So start now. You can get some totes, you can get boxes, you can label, but get rid of stuff from your house.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. Would you say that's like one of the things that takes the longest? Like it's not like an overnight project. Like that takes some time, doesn't it?
It does to do it right. But again, it's time you're going to spend anyway, because if you are listing your home from sale, you are moving.
Right.
It's all going to go anyway. So it doesn't really matter if you spend the time now before the house is on the market or later. You're still going to do it. Yeah. I just want you to do it early so your house will be more decluttered. It will be better. I promise.
Yes.
Decluttering.
I want to say
it's hard.
Yeah. I think one person's ceilings, another person's floor, like, declutter to you and declutter to me might be different. So like, is there a rule of thumb to help me?
Yeah. And for this, I will go to your house and I will do a walkthrough with you and we can take notes. But in general, I would say I've got a couple points.
Yeah.
We'll see how many. We've got we'll see. More than 2, less than 10. Number 1, overhead. If you look up, like on top of your cabinets or in your niches by your windows and the stairway, I don't want things there. Over your laundry, your washer and dryer, the open storage there.
Yep.
I want things that are above someone's head to look very stable. We don't want to give that impression that there's a bunch of stuff up top.
Yeah.
So even though, it probably looks great, your collection of vases or roosters in the kitchen,
right?
Tone it down, tame it down, especially if it's kind of a oppressive over the head thing. That's just kind of a pet peeve of mine.
Yep.
Another thing is basically look in every room. Let's look at the flat surfaces because that's where the clutter tends to accumulate. And so like the flat surface, the bathroom vanity.
Oh, got it. Yep.
Yeah. Like the kitchen counter, that weird like place in the kitchen that's built for a desk, but nobody uses it for that. That is a prime clutter.
Yep.
And what you usually do when you try to clear that area out is you just open a drawer and stuff more stuff in because it's only going to be for a couple hours.
Wait, have you been to my house? How do you know this?
I am a professional. Okay, but here's the deal. You can't live like that. And everything in that drawer has to get packed anyway. So you need to start packing to have more room. Okay, back to the other. So flat surfaces need to be clean. And then I would say we want to take a look at your walls and we want to think, what are your art collections? If they are too much one way or the other or too personal or eccentric, it may be a turnoff to potential buyers. It may look weird in the pictures. I once had a glass table and the top of it, under the glass, were dozens of butterflies. Like, I don't know. It was so cool. But that same coffee table, if that was like a wall of pinned up dead butterflies on the wall, that would look like Silence of the Lambs in some way. I mean, so I can appreciate your eccentricity and your style, but it may not show well for the larger public.
Yeah.
Okay. And I am an eccentric style person myself, so I'm not trying to dehumanize you. Right. I'm just trying to sell your house for the most money.
Right. Nice. Good distinction.
Try it. This includes, believe it or not, and we are in Texas, so it does I do walk into this a lot, collections of crosses.
Hmm.
You may not want to lead with your whole collection. And again, since you're moving anyway, this may be a good time to pack up some of the collection. Also, I was in a house once in Austin that had a large collection of, let's say, tribal naked sculptures.
Yeah.
Very graphic.
Oh.
Again.
Yeah. I mean,
respect your
no
collection.
Judgment.
Yeah, but
just trying to sell your house.
Might want to pack that up ahead of time too. A, collections can look a little cluttered, and B, if your house looks too much like you still live there, it's hard for someone else to picture themselves living there.
Yeah.
So this kind of goes from decluttering into depersonalization.
Yeah.
We don't want to neutralize your house. We don't want to make it all beige like this hotel room.
Right.
We want to make it so someone else can picture themselves there.
Yeah. Good.
Okay.
Okay.
Can I do a for example on that one?
Yeah. Yeah.
So we had one time, clients of mine had been on the market with another agent for 6 months and their house didn't sell. And they chose me to help figure out the plan for selling the house. Selling the house, they needed to sell financially. So they weren't clowning around. And they'd done everything the first agent had said, and then they wanted to do everything I said. They're dream clients. But I knew, because the house had been on the market without selling, that something had to change.
Yeah.
And you know what I realized? The house was so depersonalized that I think it was so neutral that people didn't really have anything to hold on to in it.
Yeah.
And I had them because they showed me, we put this down, we took this down. He said, put this away. So I had them, and they had bought a house much bigger than they needed for their family situation now. So it felt kind of vacant-ish.
Yep.
I had them take all of the art supplies back out of the storage and put the easel up in the corner and make this room like an art room instead of just an empty beige room. Mm-hmm. So something like that. I don't mean take away all signs of life, because in that case, having that, this could be a fun craft space. That's something that most people aspire to have, a little extra room of their own. Right. So this is where it really can help to consult, early on before I get there and you've, beiged everything.
You beiged it. Just beiged it.
Well, and what do you think about family photos?
Yeah, I think if they're tasteful versus if you have the wall of fame where everybody in your family's there, I think again,
then it's too much.
Too much, right?
But especially if a typical buyer is probably going to be a family, it's kind of nice to see a couple families because they can say, these guys clearly were able to raise their kids here and we're next.
Yep.
So
it's buying is very personal. It's it's an emotional process. So if I come in and I feel connected to a house, so if you beiged it and there's nothing for me to emotionally connect to, then it's harder for me to fall in love with it. That's why when you see new construction builders or whatever, and they hire interior designers to come in and make their model homes feel homey, there's an emotional connection, which is exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah. Thank you for saying it better than I did.
Oh yeah, that's exactly what you're saying.
Great summary. Well, and you mentioned new homes having the interior designers. One thing I do want to throw out there that I offer for my clients, my seller clients, I have a wonderful stager. She is not, she's very respectful. I pay her to do a consultation with you.
Cool.
So she will tell you, in addition to me saying declutter, she will tell you specifically, this end table might actually be better in the dining room or, up next to the bed instead of the crooked bedside table you have. So she focuses on what you can do within the objects you already own to make your house ready for presentation.
Yep.
She would also give you a shopping list, or she gives my clients a little shopping list. One of her favorite things, I'll tell one of her tips, don't tell her, is to have white fluffy towels in the bathroom. Something about the white fluffy is like a spa feel.
Yeah.
So a lot of times people will just take her little shopping list and go to, discount store and buy the things. But if you're real busy and you want her to do it, that's a service she offers too.
Oh, that's cool.
And, if it's a vacant house, obviously she can bring in furniture, but most of my sellers are still living in the house. So I find that this consultation where you can really talk through, should you have that floor lamp? Should you have, these curtains? Most sellers are able to absorb that advice and implement it pretty easily, but she will do extra if you want her to. So that's a good tool in the tool belt.
Yeah, such value. I mean, that you actually provide that for your clients to come in and have that consultation is super value. That's amazing.
Well, I try to knock it out of the park for my clients.
Yeah, come on.
That's the goal.
Yeah, that's awesome.
One other thing, getting back to the main topic, preparing the home for sale, I would say that an overlooked thing is that just like everybody needs to declutter, everybody needs to clean their house. I recommend hiring a professional cleaner. Even if you normally do it yourself, there are just things that get missed. I'm talking like dusting the blinds, the corners under the chair, the crumbs in the silverware drawer, whatever. Those are just things that it's like the Febreze commercial about being nose blind. We don't see that in our own house if we clean it every day. I'm not saying you're messy. I'm just saying if you've lived in the house for a while, it's got that lived in look. Really clean it. And I usually recommend the windows being clean too, unless, they're really fine. Normally they're not. So
like
just
those,
light.
When you drive past a billboard, the first time you notice it, but then you drive past it like for months and months and you just sort of glaze over, same thing. You live in your house and you just don't even notice anymore you clean what you normally clean, but you can't really see, like you said, the dirty spots.
And when buyers come through, they're going to look at yours and probably 4 to 10 other homes.
Yeah.
And if those homes are sparkly, we need yours to be sparkly too. So, yeah.
So good. What else? Anything else that you want to sort of share in this time about preparing your home for sale?
I think that one of the other things is people can get overwhelmed about the decluttering. And often it's not whether to do it, it's just the act of doing it, going through that closet and saying, am I keeping it? Am I donating it? What am I doing? And so if you have the means, there are a couple companies in Austin that I can connect you with that will send basically a helper or two with you. So you can just focus on making the decision that only you can make, keep, toss, or donate.
Yeah.
They can actually do the work for you. So your brain can stay focused on the decision making, but the doing is still being done.
Wow, that's good service too.
Yeah,
that kind of stuff overwhelms me when I think about like all the detail stuff and then I think in my head I make the amount of time it's going to take probably way bigger than it actually really would be, but then I just stop because I get overwhelmed.
Well, and it's kind of like two parts of your brain, the decision making of what to do with the item, but then this like real physical, just, moving stuff around. Yeah. And I think we end up shifting gears so much that it overwhelms you even sooner than it would normally.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, so good.
Okay.
I think this one with the episode we did on the dangers of overpricing are like, if you're a homeowner thinking of selling, like these are really important conversations.
Yeah. And again, I guess, to leave off with is if you're thinking about selling, you can see why it's so valuable to speak to someone way ahead of time. So you're not up against the gun trying to do everything in one weekend.
Yep.
So,
I so agree.
Feel free to contact me if you're just thinking about it. Yeah. Promise.
Yep. Yeah. You're not super intimidating. You're very approachable. You're very easy to talk to. So if people want to reach out to you for that, like what's the best way to get a hold of you?
Just give me a call. Seriously, I don't expect you to have a sign in your yard 2 days later. We can have a phone call and just, see where it goes depending on your timing.
Yeah. And so your phone number, give us your phone number.
512-297-3442.
Awesome. All right, Teresa, preparing your home for sale. So much value. Thank you for this episode. We'll catch you in the next one.
Okay. Bye.